Just a quick dev update where I'm at with side projects. So the last couple of months a couple of months ago I released the subscription version of Dope Loop Melody Generator, and that went pretty well. Basically it's this pro version where you get WAV files, unlimited downloads, multiple melodies and stuff like that, larger selection of instruments. And that's been doing fairly well. The MRR for the first time on one of my projects is like growing, fairly steadily by itself, up and to the right. It's at about $200 at the moment, so nothing incredible, but it's heading in the right direction. And that's been very motivating. To get there, I had to build these awful sales pages, which I don't love doing, with subscription choice and really trying to sell it to people with this kind of copy. But that's part of the process of building an online business as one person, and so that seems to have worked. And it has, people are purchasing the product, which I'm incredibly grateful for, and that's been very motivating, as I said. So I've really decided to invest more time into this, side project time into making online music apps, because they're fun to write, they're fun to build for me. I know how to do it pretty well, and it seems like people are willing to purchase it. So my new app that I'm working on at the moment is Beatmaker, which is pretty much what it sounds like. It's just an online beatmaker. So this will be going up at dopeloop.ai/beatmaker. Once I'm done, I'm hoping to get it done by the end of the year, so 2023, end of December. The to-do list is looking pretty good at the moment. I'm not sure if I'll get there in time, but that's what I'm trying for. So basically, if I just hit play here, you can see it's just a drum machine. So it's an online drum machine, and you can do like full notes, half notes. But I think the really interesting thing for people here might be that if you can basically, the samples are generative, so you don't have to be messing around with trying to find a nice drum sample. These samples are generative. So if I hit play now, and I'll just show you generating new kick sounds. That gives you the idea. So you can just kind of explore these sounds very quickly. I do have quite a few tweaks left to do. I need to add in some more source sounds to this. You can also set the volume. So here I've got the hats turned down quite low. And the other thing that you can do is this generate button, which just generates a beat from scratch, a hip hop style beat. And then it generates all the samples as well. So that sounds quite different to the previous one. So you can get quite a lot of variety quite quickly, and I guess that's the fundamental idea of this is people being able to quickly knock together beats, which they can then take onto their own machine and tweak or whatever they like. You can say it's beats per minute to make it, etc. So that's been pretty fun working on, and I'm building the Dope Loop subscription will cover both the melody generator and the beat maker for the same price. So what I'm doing now is looking at this graph. I basically want that graph to go up faster. So I'm trying to add more things that people get for the same amount of money. So after I've done Beatmaker, I've got a couple of other apps planned, which I'm excited about working on too. So actually the list of apps I want to build is much longer than the time I have available. So it's just, I'm going to be churning them out for a while, but it's a lot of fun. So it's very sustainable. And the other thing I've been able to do is a little bit of open source. I haven't released that much open source in recent times because I've been focusing on trying to build sustainability, sustainable businesses. I don't think those two things are particularly incompatible. So I think it's possible to open source a lot of stuff, everything maybe these days, and still make an income. So I've got this CLJS dope loop. If you're a ClojureScript developer, you might find this interesting, or a Clojure developer. It's got a bunch of different functions for doing interesting things, normalizing channel data, all the kind of mathsy stuff you need when you're working with audio, fetching samples, looping, seamless looping of audio buffers, this kind of thing. There's also this fantastic library I found by a guy in the UK, and it's called Virtual Audio Graph. This library is super cool. It allows you to specify your audio graphs declaratively instead of like a more procedural way of building out audio graphs. And so I've been using that a lot in the latest in BeatMaker. And I've just got a couple of wrapper functions around this: render audio graph to buffer, render audio graph to WAV, so I can make the downloadable version of the beat. Yeah, and that's been cool. The other thing is I've been, this obviously looks quite different to Melody Generator, and I think this is where I'm going to go in terms of design. So BeatMaker and my future apps, I think I want to adopt this like dark mode design with the red and the gray, and I'll probably update the front page. The front page of dopeloop.ai is not that great looking. It's really something I banged together like 2 or 3 years ago just to get a list of apps. But I am going to be, at some point, converting that over to this different look. And I've got a few ideas there from a friend of mine who sent me through some great design ideas. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to updating that. But that's obviously a lower priority than getting BeatMaker out, as I think BeatMaker will help to supercharge this graph a bit. I'm actually doing this UI bit as an open source thing itself. So Dope Loop UI, and I think I can actually show you that if I go to github.io/Dope Loop UI. So these are, I've basically putting together reusable components that I can use for all my future apps. So you got this button style icons, you got these sliders, which I've always found quite useful. Some of these things are from my previous apps, and I've just kind of like put them together in a single library so I can easily access them. I particularly like this envelope. These are from a UI library called NX, I think it's called NX. It's a nice little envelope generator. And then this is called Wave Surfer, this thing here. So just putting all these things together into one place, this design reference, so that I can reuse them. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with this, and as I said, I'm super grateful for this graph and looking forward to building lots more music stuff. It's going pretty well. Thank you very much.